So back in February, I contacted Philip at Merkur and said, I would love to see your UTC watch. I saw Dave's review at Just the Watch and it looks amazing. And I'm a sucker for that style. I would love to be part of a watch tour if you're doing one in Canada. And if not, could I buy one perhaps at a discount? And they said, absolutely. So I sent them the money and I waited and I waited and I waited. It turns out there was a big miscommunication. I hadn't sent the proper amount of money and things got lost in the language barrier, and I'm not blaming them at all. Eventually, finally, we connected and they said, we no longer have that watch in stock for you. And I was super bummed out. They said, but we can send you our turtle homage. They didn't call it that, but that's what it is. Would you like one? I said, absolutely. I paid you the money at this point. I would love to get something in my hands. And so they did. They sent this along. So why don't we check it out and see if this wrong watch is actually any good. So I wanted to begin by showing you what the watch comes in because I really was impressed with how they did this. A lot of times you get a throwaway cardboard box, but Merkur puts it in a really nice looking pouch. Now it's got some rigidity to it, so it's going to protect the contents from within. It has sort of a carbon fiber look to it. Merkur here, unzip it. And check that out. I mean, that's just a fantastic way to package your watch. So I'm already impressed. There's a nice thick foam in here protecting it. You've got your warranty card, instruction manual in case you don't know how to wind a watch. And then in here, now this is a big boy, so it's kind of jammed in here, but in here you have the watch. Now, of course, I have unboxed this on my own and I've worn it, so that's not a real unboxing, but I wanted you to have a sense of what it looks like. So taking a look at the watch, of course, you're initially struck by that bright orange dial, and it is a beautiful shade of orange. We'll unscrew the crown. Having unscrewed the crown, you can see that they have painted it red so that you can tell if your crown is screwed in all the way or not. And I think that's a really nice touch. Would have been cool if it was orange on this version. So of course we can change the time. And you'll see the date start to change as well. In first position, we can wind the watch. Pull it out, it hacks, of course, hand winds, and screwing it back in. Nice and easy. It's always a pleasure when the crown action is good on a watch. Flipping it over to the back, you see it says Merkur Automatic Stainless Steel Pro Divers. So it's a possessive belonging to the Pro Divers. Taking a closer look at the dial, you can see it says Oceanmaster Professional 300 meters there at the 6. And Merkur at the 12. That is applied and it looks very well done. The date window has a nice thick chromed cutout around it, and the indices are very chunky, very legible. And we'll do a Lume shot at the end of the video, and it has quite good Lume. Honestly, I can't read the text at the 6, even wearing my glasses. So I'm going to have to throw up a close-up shot of that so you can see what it says. The Oceanmaster boasts a sapphire insert on the bezel, and the action on that is very, very nice. I particularly like the way they did the 12 o'clock marker. That triangle with the circle, and half of it is orange and half of it is black. That's just a neat touch, which I quite like. The case is a familiar case, and You know, these days with a lot of watch channels getting shut down, I even hesitate to mention the brand of the watch that this emulates, but it emulates two different models. It emulates the Willard and a traditional Seiko watch, and it sort of adds its own flair. I love, love, love those black outlined cathedral hands on this watch. It just really pops against the orange. The cushion case is extremely comfortable. The brushing is very well done on the case. Just everything about this watch is extremely well done. There's no dust under the dial as I had on my Christopher Ward. There's no issues with the bit of polishing on the chamfered edge or on the side. The brushing is well done. Everything's applied. Everything seems to line up well, especially if you put the bezel where it belongs. Everything just really is well done. It wears comfortably. You'll notice how the cushion case sort of slopes down and it wraps around your wrist. I don't know what else to say. It has a really unique crown. The crown actually reminds you to lock your watch, which I think is a kind of a cool touch. And it's got nice chunky knurling on the bezel for you to grab. I mean, what else could you want? A little bit more originality maybe? Yes, but obviously that's not always the hallmark of a brand like Merkur, although I will note that they are starting to come out with some more unique pieces, that's for sure. Let's talk about the strap, because I think the strap might be a sticking point for some people. It's definitely an aggressive strap. It's extremely soft and pliable right out of the gate. It's got some stretch to it. It's thick and it's chunky with a huge signed Merkur buckle. And I really think that this is the kind of strap that might be very polarizing for a lot of people. But I myself actually like it. I did switch it out to a number of other straps, but at the end of the day, it needs a strap with presence, and this strap has presence. Let's try it on the wrist. Today I am wearing my Belova A15 on a Havaston single pass strap. So here it is on my 8-inch or 20 centimeter wrist, and for me this just fits so well. I've actually worn this thing a lot this summer. I've had it for just over a month or so, and I've worn it a lot at the lake. I've worn it swimming, I've worn it hiking, just out and about doing daily tasks. This orange color really suits the summer. It is a fantastic piece to throw on when you're feeling casual, shorts and a t-shirt, or you just want a little bit of fun. I just noticed right now you can see a little bit of red sticking out from that crown, reminding me that it's not fully screwed down. So there you go. How cool is that? So if you have a larger wrist, if you're used to wearing a turtle, one of the larger offerings from that brand that starts with S, then I think that you'll find this suits your style very, very well. Now, because this is a bigger watch, I think it's important for you to know exactly how big it is. So it sort of depends on where you measure it. Right here, I'm getting a reading of 43.6. If you're to measure it here at the crown guards, you're looking more at 47.2. Although when I move it off, it moves. There you go, 47.2. The lug to lug is 45.8. So that's pretty wearable. And here the lug width is 22, as you would expect. Now, what's the thickness on this thing? It's got a domed sapphire crystal, and so it is 14.3, but honestly, let me tell you, it doesn't wear like it's 14.3. Here I'm getting 14.1. Because of the shape of the case, the way it sort of curls around your wrist, and because you're going to add a little bit from that dome sapphire crystal there, it wears smaller than you would think. Is there AR coating on this crystal? If there is, I can't tell, because It doesn't have any bluish tint to it, and it gives off a lot of reflections. That being said, except for when I'm taking pictures with my camera, it is completely legible. Even when you shine it under these studio lights in unflattering angles, you can see that you can read this watch in any time of day. It just means it's a little more challenging when you're trying to take that perfect Instagram picture. And finally, the movement under the hood is your typical Seiko NH35, and this watch is running about 6-7 seconds plus a day, which is just fine and well within spec for the NH35. And at a watch of this price, well, you know what? What else are you going to expect from Merkur? And turning off the studio lights and charging this up, you can see that this has some serious lume to it and a lot of reflections on that crystal. So let's talk about value. This watch, I think, represents a fantastic value. If they're in stock and you like the colorway or one of the colorways that they offer, if you like this style and you like something just a little bit different from your normal Seiko, I think that this watch would be a winner for you. Now let me offer a bit of a different perspective. Lately I've been lusting after a watch. It's a little bit out of my reach financially right now. It's the Doxa Sub 300. I don't know why, but that bright orange beauty with its stainless steel rotating bezels just really is something that I can't stop myself from pausing and checking out when I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed and I see one. I just gotta stop for a minute and take a look and check it out. And they have some great colorways, but the orange one is the classic, and it's the one I would go for if I had the money. Well, to me, this kind of satiates that vibe, that Doxa vibe. I'm not saying it's a Doxa, okay? I'm not saying it's on par in terms of quality or design. It obviously is taking cues from Seiko, but I am saying that for me, this black and the orange and the cushion case, it is sort of giving me that fun summer vibe that I wish I could have in a Doxa on my wrist. So that's just a little bit of a different take on the watch. Well, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, thanks to Merkur for finally sending me a watch for review. It's a very nice watch. If you like the style and the bold colors, I know you can find discount prices online for these if they're in stock. I would highly recommend checking it out. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. But of course, I can't tell you what to do, because I'm not your dad.